Karmani evate adhikaraha. You have perform action, you have the right, you have the freedom to action. You can choose anything that you want. When you start a business, you can start a business which can give you immediate results, like psychedelic drug manufacturing or alcohol manufacturing or smoke manufacturing. But do you choose that which will be hazardous to the society? You think. If you choose the wrong actions, then you are not Karma Yoga. And once you start the action, you may plan everything very well, but we do not know the laws that govern between action and the result. There are some unknown laws. Therefore, the result is not in our hands. So once you get the result, then you have gained the choice, you have the freedom, either to get depressed or to get excited or to maintain equanimity. Maintaining equanimity is the key essence of the dimension of Karma Yoga. Swamiji was telling about this wonderful Karma Yoga, and one of the audience, he comes out and said, Swamiji, it was a wonderful experience I got today. I understood today what is Karma Yoga. I had to maintain equanimity at the time of result. Whether I get the right result or the wrong result, I must maintain equanimity. So now I have a dilemma in my life. See, I have been a professor. I have been maintaining integrity and honesty throughout my life. Therefore, I have not made much money. But my wife is very practical. She has been telling, you are a fool. What is the use of all your doctorate and then big laurels and then this thing? Now you are going to retire in another few months and you don't have even a good house to stay and you don't have enough money and the pension that you get is very small. So what is the use? Look at our neighbor. He is hardly an SSLC and he had made millions and he has become so rich. His bank balance is several millions and millions of rupees, and now he has packed gold briquettes in his house, So at least now you become practical and be pragmatic. Now I have planned something. You must accept that. And I asked, what is that you have planned? She says, I have found out that all the gold briquettes he is put in an almirah. And I know how to open that almirah, I have found out. And that is just by the side of our house. Our wall is common between our wall and his house. And the almirah is just there. So now I started digging a tunnel, and I will go there. Almost I have done. And in 2 days I am going to complete. In the night, we will go there, open that, pick up all those gold briquettes and do that and leave the house in the night itself. And we close that tunnel. Nobody will know. And we will go to a far off place. I planned we will go to Calcutta and stay there. And now Swamiji, now having heard your Karma Yoga lectures, now I know what can happen. When we go, we may be caught and we may be behind bars and we may have a lot of punishment. This one. Another is, we are not caught, we go there and we lead a life of richness and comfort as my wife wants. So in both the cases, now I have determined I am going to maintain equanimity. Whether I am prison or whether I am good, comfortable life, I will maintain equanimity. What do you say, Swamiji? Then am I a Karma Yogi? Swamiji laughs at him and says, now what is the first criteria? When you start your action, what did I say? It should be sattvic action. Is it sattvic action? Is the right action? Is the good action that you have done? Chori kar rahe ho? You are stealing. Is it the right action? This is the first eligibility criteria. To do the right action, to do the good action is the eligibility criteria to become a Karma Yogi. Without that you cannot be. Then the sufficient condition is maintaining equanimity. Otherwise every terrorist who maintains a little objectivity also will become a Karma Yogi. Wrong, sir. No. So this is the secret of Karma Yoga, he says. That is one dimension. Start reducing the attachment. So, maintaining equanimity can happen when you reduce the attachment. How to reduce the attachment? Performing all actions in the form of a duty. Instead of being propelled to action by attachment to fruits of action, you perform that as a duty. It is my duty to perform action. Then the attachment starts reducing. So, in the performance of a duty also, some attachment may come. Then it may cause results. For example, the person was asked to bomb Hiroshima in the Second World War. And the pilot who was piloting the aircraft is now full of confusion. What a horrible act I am doing. When the atomic bomb comes down, the millions of people will be, burnt up. And women, everybody will be there, and the hazards of radiation, everything coming into mind. What a treacherous act I am doing. What a treacherous act I am doing. And goes mechanically, puts the bomb, and all that he sees, everything is getting burnt up. The radiation hazard. He comes back mechanically, puts the aircraft in the place, and now is totally confused, and he lands up in a psychiatric home. Why did this happen? He should have done it as a duty. It is not his responsibility for the results. Somebody else, the command chief, the prime minister, the president, responsible. But he took on himself the role that I am the doer, and he got attached to that, and I am the person who is causing the problem. So, the attachment, he is violating his sense of duty. In duty, he must just do the action without any attachment, but he got attached. As a result, he ended up becoming madman. For several years, he was under that treatment thing. Therefore, performing action in the sense of a duty has to be done detached. If you violate that, if you take on yourself, then you have the problem. Similarly, there is a onco surgeon. He knows that his wife has got cancer and she has to be operated. But he said, I can't do operation because she is my wife and I get attached and then my surgery will go. Therefore, he tells his friend that you have to do this surgery. Therefore, we have to maintain that detachment in action. That is the key essence of Karma Yoga. But greater the attachment you have, greater the misery you have. That is the dimension. And once you perform duty in its pure sense, then it can bring tremendous amount of results. In Mahabharata, there is an interesting incident. A great yoga expert, great tapasvi, Rishi, he goes and starts doing the tapas. He was doing tapas for several months. And that morning when he completed his meditation, opened his eyes and looked up, a bird which was there just came down burning out. And why? Now I have got that siddhi. Just looking at the bird got burned. A great siddhi has come because of his tapas. He becomes very proud. And as usual, he goes to the house next door and he has to beg for his food. That was the condition. But this time, when he is asking the wife there, Bhavati, Bhikshan Dehi, you can see the change in his voice. Every day, in all humility, Bhavati, Bhikshan Dehi, Bhikshan Dehi. But now today he has become a great tapasya, a great siddha. And the wife says, please wait. I am taking care of my husband. I am just giving food. I will come back in a few minutes. Please wait. This fellow is waiting 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and he is getting more and more angry. And he shouts again, Bhavati, Bhikshan Dehi. And if he said the third time, then he has to go away some other place. And he was about to say the third, And then she start bringing the arms and he looks at her. Then she says, I am not that bird which got burned from your eyes. And the fellow is floored. Nobody was there when the bird got burnt. How does you know? How do you know that this happened? Oh, you want to know the secret? Okay, go and meet the Dharmavyada in the next village. He will tell you all the secret. Then he start coming to find out who is that Dharmavyada. He thought he must be a great yoga master, a great spiritual saint, a great Rishi, great Maharshi should be, and such as everywhere, here and there, here and there. Nobody knows that Dharmavyada, who is that. Finally somebody says, oh, are you talking about that butcher who is there in the Dharmavyada? So he goes there. And when he goes there, Dharmavyada is sitting in the butcher shop, and as soon as he starts coming, he says, please come, you have been sent by that lady, the wife, isn't it? Please come here. There were no mobile, there were no telephone connections at that time. How did he know? And already he is bewildered. Then he comes and sits, please sit down here. And he is saying how he is doing his action, everything done in the sense of the duty, with full accuracy and with no detachment. A small girl comes and brings the list of things to be bought, and he puts all these things and nicely packaged and takes everything done the duty way with total detachment, with total accuracy, efficiency, and he is just observing all these things. Then he takes him to his house and says, please be seated, I will take care of you. First I have to take care of my parents. Matradevo bhava, Pitradevo bhava. He goes, gives them the nice bath and feeds them, and after that it's over. The next step is Athithi Devo bhava. Now please let me know what you want. Please come and have food. Then he understands how performing the duty itself can raise you to such great heights of great siddhis. This is what is going to happen. In detachment, there is the flowering up of the personality, and the siddhis can start coming up, and they reach great heights. We had the persons who do their duty with utmost clarity, purity, and dedication and commitment. They get into such great heights. That is the Pativratas. The great Pativratas that have been mentioned, who took care of their husbands with such great duty sense, with all the accuracy, commitment and dedication, they become so full of power with all the supernatural powers they could get. And that is the beauty of Karma Yoga. So duty alone can raise you to the higher heights of Karma Yoga. Why? There is detachment. So in detachment is the key essence of growth that comes up. How to incorporate this thing? Krishna gives the 3 secrets of doing that. Number 1, you must know what is good action, what is bad action. That alone will not suffice. You must know what is non-action. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha, akarmanascha bodhavyam, gahana karmano gatihi. Secret number 1 is, see, our life is not only with action. There is non-action also. Probably when you look at the whole life from your birth to the death, 50% of the time is spent in non-action. Hey, how? I'm very active. How do you say 50% non-action? What about sleep, sir? Right from childhood, how much we are sleeping, take the entire thing. Probably 50% in non-action, not doing the action. But still we think that action is the supreme and everything is dependent on action. Krishna said, don't do this mistake. Akarma is very important. Imagine if you don't have good sleep in the night, how miserable you will be there throughout the day. Good sleep, good relaxation, good akarma is necessary to charge your battery. That the one brings you the ananda. So please do not neglect, give prominence to akarma. Unfortunately, now we have been running, never caring to take care of the relaxation dimension, never caring to take care of the akarma dimension. Therefore, in the first secret, Krishna says, you have to give equal prominence to your akarma. Karma generates tensions and stress and fatigue and others, and it has to be removed. by the dimensions of relaxation, by the dimensions of akarma. So give prominence. Every day you must spend time to perform akarma. Apart from your action, good actions you must do, also akarma you should do. You may be doing good action, but if you are not taking care of the akarma properly, then you may end up with the problems. Therefore, akarma is the need. Then you continuously build akarma into your life. Yoga is a way of life. How to build that? Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Said that attune to your akarma, do all your action. Karmani akarmaya pashyet. One who sees non-action in action. While doing action, you must always be in that non-action. How is it ever possible? Either you are doing action or you are not doing action. But here Krishna is telling, one who sees non-action in action is a wise man, you are telling. So there is a very strong critic in United Kingdom. He wrote a very strong critic saying this Bhagavad Gita is a bundle of nonsense. Why? Look at this shloka. Either you are doing action or not doing action. And Krishna is telling, Bhagavad Gita is telling, a person who sees non-action in action is the wise man. How is it possible? So rebutting this criticism in India, there's a great scholar, he wrote, it is because of such verses Bhagavad Gita is great. Otherwise it's very common. What is that secret? This is a very special way of doing the action. I call it as dual mode operation. So we have our action going on. When I am talking, you are hearing this thing on the Karma Yoga. So the mind is engrossed. But deep within you, some subtler layer of the mind, something is bugging you. I had admitted my mother to the hospital and tomorrow is going to be the surgery. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Something deep within you is bugging you. Similarly, you had a conflict with your wife. What has happened to that? What has happened to that? And you have invested some money somewhere else. And what is happening to that? Something deep is going on in your subtler layers of the mind. And outside you are doing activities. So we are all familiar with this thing. What Krishna says is that inner layer of the mind, subtler layer of the mind, deeper layer of the mind has to be kept in silence. That should be always in that silence. Akarma. Akarma has to be knit inside and do all activities. Not only during the day, you do akarma and karma. Karma and akarma, you do that first level. Second, this akarma has to be knit into your entire life. Throughout you must have the akarma and do all your actions. Very special way of doing it. It will raise you to the great heights. This will help not to build up the tensions and stresses throughout the day by your action, but all the time in that silence, in that blissful awareness. This is the second creed. Yogastha kuru karmani. Attune to that inner self, attune to that ananda sthiti, attune to that silence, attune to that tranquility, peace inside, do all activities. Then every activity will start becoming completely yoga. Then the third secret he says, in the so-called silence inside, the so-called tranquility, also there are the blocks, obsessions, phobias, and the karma exists even that. The silence is not the supreme. The silence still has some innate karma going on. He says, akarmani karma yasyachet. One who sees action in non-action. Okay, how can you see action in non-action? We all know that every object now this is in non-action. It's in akarma. But is it really akarma? All scientists know it's made out of the molecules, atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons filling with such tremendous speed inside. And if you look at the number of molecules in this thing, millions and billions of these molecules are there. So tremendous activity going on in the so-called inert object, in the so-called silence, in the so-called non-action, in the so-called akarma. There's great activity that's going on. Similarly in the mind, when the mind is calm and silent, it doesn't mean it's really silent. there is some innate, inbuilt action that is going on, and that is called as the obsessions, phobias and blocks, obsessions, granthis. Sakashayam vijanayat. Mandukya Karika says that is the dirt that has to be cleansed as well. So that karma has to be removed. That also in the form of three gunas, tamas, rajas and sattva. And all those things have to be cleansed in the deeper layers of the mind. And once you get that thing, you become the master of the entire thing. Therefore, three secrets Krishna gives. First, find out and give importance to akarma. Life is with karma and akarma. Akarma has to be given prominence. Then the second says, this akarma has to be knit into our entire life, all the time in the inner silence through action. And the third is that the so-called silence also, this karma which has to be vanquished, which has to be purified, which has to be developed. Then you become the master of masters and you reach all the great of the dimensions. Hanuman was such a great karma yogi, was a bhakta all the time inside, and he had all the powers, all the siddhis will start coming. Krishna Bhagavan is an embodiment of such wonderful power of the highest level, and that is the dimension that it talks about. Therefore, once you reach that mastery over karma yoga, and that takes you to the ultimate goal of moksha, ultimate goal. Just like all rivers enter into the ocean and become one with the ocean. Apuryamanam machala pratishtam samudram apaha pravishanti advat tadvat kamaha yam pravishanti sarve sashantim apnoti na kamakami. So that the karma yoga merges with its totality and becomes one with that all pervasive pure silence. And that is the end of the story of karma yoga. So we start off with our karma yoga, understanding ourselves, how we do our action, propelled by tamas, rajas and sattva. And then we have to see that tamas is shattered, rajas is controlled and sattva is promoted. And day by day sattva starts coming up. Then you have to resolve the conflicts. For that you must understand that all the three gunas have the bondage of sangha, attachment. Therefore you must learn how to do actions without attachment. That's the key essence of karma yoga. Karmaneva te adhikaraha ma phaleshu kadachana. Perform all actions in the form of duty. And once you start doing actions in the form of a duty, attachment start reducing. Because greater the attachment, greater the misery, greater the tension, greater the stress. Therefore you have to reduce the attachment. And how to reduce the attachment? So you understand the akarma dimension. And akarma and karma are knit in our life. Therefore you have to give prominence to akarma, the non-action aspect. That is the detachment aspect of it. And then continuously should be in the stream of non-attachment and doing the action. Yogastaha kuru karmani. And ultimately even that karma has to be cleansed to deeper and deeper levels and reach the highest stage. That's the master karma yogi. And such is the great people who lived in our country, who embellished our country with such great knowledge base, such power and so on. And they are the dharmakarthas. And let us grow ourselves into this karma yoga, starting off to become good human beings, sattvic human beings, by sharing and giving more and more. And that can build ideal social order that we have in India. Thank you all very much. Dhanyavad.